Hi, everybody. It's Mark Rushton of MarkRushton.com. It is Tuesday, April 6th, 2021. And a beautiful day. Got the windows open. Working the day job, but I'm on break. Just got out of the shower. Just taking just a few minutes. Just a few. I wanted to talk about field recordings because that's largely what I'm going to try to focus on for the next several months. John and I had tried to do some field recordings before winter fell off the deep end. We were trying to do things like record church bells and trains and stuff like that. And then it got so cold, and we had snow and endless snow. And that got away from us. We weren't able to do it. Now, normally you would get around here, sometimes you get a January melt, you get a February melt. Well, we didn't. We had, I think we had a March melt, but it was super cold, super snowy for a long period of time. And anyway, I think we're going to get back into the field recording thing. Both John and I are interested in doing that. Doesn't mean I'm not going to make music. Doesn't mean I'm not going to make ambient music or beat-driven electronica or anything like that. It's just that I want to focus more on field recordings, and for a specific reason. It's an area that it's an area that I have been doing for many, many, many years, but not releasing. I have a few sporadic things here and there, and I realized, oh wait, I have the opportunity. I have things in what I call my stockpile of recordings that are kind of interesting. Somebody might be interested in them, right? And so get them edited, get them titled, get them released, and then get them into playlists, and do all the work that you have to do on a typical music release, right? And that's what's great about the future. Some music distributors, they frown upon things like nature sounds, field recordings, and industrial sounds and things like that. I guess they consider them to be non-music, but they are music. They are sounds. They are their own sort of entity, right? They're like, what would you do? I don't know if you could really call it avant-garde, but it is its own thing, and it really should be its own category. Field recordings should be a category. You get things out there. Everybody has their different way of sort of managing this, and we'll call it nature noise, natural noises, sound, and what is it? Field recordings. Field recordings is fine. And of course, I've shown the tools of my trade before, but I'll show them again in this video. Nothing fancy. Absolutely nothing fancy. My Tascam DRO5, which is several years old. I think it's about 7 years old. And I got my little holding that. Get your stereo mics there. And I've got my my Furry. So these things are like $80-$90. They have a newer version of them out there now, the DRO5X. They're good for what they are. The Furries are about $15. This will cover you up to about 15 or 20 miles an hour of wind. And, you can mount these things on a little tripod if you want, or I just like to hold them in place with this. You don't need to do field recordings. You don't necessarily, you see these people posing in these photos. They're in the rainforest, and they've got the $10,000 recorder, and they've got the Furry that's about the size of a baseball bat. And that's fine and everything. I get that, but you don't necessarily need that to get to good recording. That's the poor man's. That's the econo version there. And of course, I really need to have two Furries. I do have my old Zoom H2, which is half broken. It does work. It's the old, yeah. And then also I have, which I've not used much, my Sound Professionals binaural microphones, which I plug in to that. Now look at this here. Look at this. Look at this. This is the trouble with these things. I don't know what I have to do to. And now there goes the other one. My God, what a disaster. Anyway, so the problem with these binaural microphones here, now I've got Spaghetti Junction here. They are great. You point them in different directions and you get that really great stereo separation. If you're like recording like highway sounds or something like that. And then of course you can clip these to, whatever. But the problem is these little microphones are so tiny. You put the little foam windscreens on and they just fall right off. I'm not quite sure what I need to do. I don't think a twist tie is going to work because, well, maybe it would work. It might work. You put a twist tie on there like that and kind of, that might be a solution. I dropped another one. So anyway, I bought these. These were like $70 from the Sound Professionals, soundprofessionals.com. And I'm happy with them. I had a pair like this, just almost exactly like this, 15, 16 years ago. And that's how I used to record things, right? So anyway, the weather's great. We should be get out in the sun, get that vitamin D3, get out into nature, quit looking at the internet, stop watching the news, and go record the sound of birds and water and corn processing plants and elevators and trains and cars driving by, everything. Because I really think what we need going forward is an audio history of our times. We can look at, I always say this, like, long ago they had drawings, and then, starting in the 19th century, we had pictures, photographs. And so, and even, early silent films and stuff like that. But you don't really know what it sounded like because their audio recording was extremely primitive, even up until, unless you're, shooting like a Hollywood movie or something like that, even up until the 1950s, the type of audio recording that was available to just the general public was, it was those little reel-to-reels, and then your microphones were pretty crude, and just all that sort of stuff. Or really up until just like a few decades ago, it's really not that great. And so I sort of contend that, we should be performing sort of an audio history of the world around us. Some of us anyway, those of us who are interested in field recording. So that's what I'm going to try to focus on, try to come up with different ideas, different thoughts, different concepts, and run with that. And that's something I'd like to compile over here this summer and release a lot of stuff, and not necessarily, to have it be successful in any particular way, but just get the ball rolling, get into that habit. Because it's so easy, right? To go out to some place, capture something, listen to it again, perform that sort of edit, give it a proper title, release it, and, try to figure out some way that those people who are interested in hearing that sort of thing, whether it be crickets or katydids or rain sounds or drips or, the cars, there are people out there. I've seen this. I'm a big, I watch a lot of car videos on YouTube. People will go down and record the sound of exhaust, right? Or the engine. What does the engine sound like in this car, right? And so it's like, people are interested. So anyway, that's it for today. It's, again, it's Tuesday, April 6, 2021. And this was about field recordings. This is just, why do I make these videos? It's a I guess just sort of me talking about what I want to do and getting it out there and expressing it. Because I don't know, I think when you talk about it and you express it, you're more inclined to do that sort of thing rather than keeping it in your head, or I'm going to send an email. Yeah, I think maybe I should get out and record the sound of running water or something like that. The sound of people running by, traffic, whatever. Whereas if I sit here and I talk about it to a very small number of people. I'm more inclined to actually, pick up the microphone, run out at a certain time of day or night, and capture something. And I don't know, as a recording artist, you have to stay motivated. What can I say? All right, that's it for today. Have a good one.